Good morning, ma. Welcome to Alpha Online Education, Commerce Theory part for the first year's English medium. And today's chapter we are dealing with that the formation of a company part 1. This is the first session of this chapter. In this chapter we are going to study how a company will take the formation, how the company, whether the private company or the government company, how it will start its business with receiving the certificates of incorporation or the certificates of commencement. We will going to discuss it in detail in this chapter. So the first thing is the formation of the company, how the companies are formed. See, every company has to be formed according to the Indian Companies Act 2013. So every company should have to be get registered and it has to fulfill the documents according to the Act 2013 of the Indian Companies. So the company is brought into existence by the process of incorporation. What's the meaning of incorporation? Incorporation means getting legally approved in the eyes of the law, getting legal approval. Okay, getting legal approval in the eyes of the law, that is considered as incorporation, legal approval. Okay, there are many legal steps. There are many legal steps to complete it. So there are many legal steps to be completed to get the certificate of incorporation from the registrar. Okay, it is not a game of children. Okay, it is very serious thing that is connected with the law, so it is very legal, so it required much time and it is very expensive. This process is known as formation of a company. So what's the process? Number of steps are there in the formation of the company. So those steps we are going to discuss now in detail. We are going to discuss. Yes. So the formation of a company means the company should have to get the certificate of incorporation and it has to fulfill the documents and the records whatever necessary during the time of registration. It have to submit it to the registrar. If the registrar satisfy those things, then he will issue the certificate of incorporation for the private company. And for the government company, as we have discussed in our previous sessions, for the public company, two certificates are required. One is certificate of incorporation and another one is commencement of business certificate. Commencement of business certificate is needed for the public company. So let us see the steps in the formation of the company. Whatever the steps are involved in the formation of a company. See, steps in the formation of a company. We have 4 steps and these 4 steps we are going to study in detail. Each and every step we are going to study in detail. What is what? Okay. So first step is formation. First step is promotion. First step is promotion. Next one, incorporation or registration. Incorporation or registration, both are same. If you write incorporation, it is also correct. If you write registration, it is also correct, because these two are legally valid in the eyes of the law. So that's why these two are valid. If you write incorporation of the company, you will get full marks. If you write the registration of the company, then also you will get the full marks. No marks cutting will be here. Capital subscription. Capital subscription means how they will get the capital, how they will rise the finance. Okay, what are the sources they used? We will study that also. Next, commencement of business. Commencement of business, it is one type of certificate that is needed for the public companies. Along with the certificate of incorporation, they also need the commencement of business certificate also in case of public companies, especially for public companies. So promotion, incorporation or registration, capital subscription and the commencement of business. This question may be asked for 5 marks. Okay, it may be asked for 5 marks. So don't waste the time as usual. So promotion, the first step is promotion. What it means? Let us see what the promotion means. It involves dreaming of a business opportunity. It is dreaming. Dreaming means seeing the dream, how the business should be. Whatever the opportunities are there for the business in the external environment. See, for every business there is certain opportunities and certain threats. Okay, threats means bayalu. So for every business, certain things will become as a strength and certain things will become as a weaknesses. Yes, so this will be generally happen for every business. So when we start a business, we have to focus on three things. We have to know our strength, we have to know our weaknesses, we have to know our opportunities, and we have to know threats also. Okay, SWOT means strength, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Every business have these four. Okay, the business should have to, first only they have to know what is their strength, what is their weakness, how many opportunities are there for them, and what is the threat for their business. They have to consider in the first stage of promotion. So they have to consider one idea of the business, okay, and take necessary steps to form a company. And necessary steps for the formation of company, whatever the steps are required, that necessary steps should have to be taken for the formation of the company, so that the practical shape can be given in exploring the identified business opportunity. By taking the appropriate steps for the formation of the company, we can give the particular shape to the company. Okay, particular shape to the company. So particular form to the company. So first stage, promotion means first we have to know what is the business we want to do, how many whatever the weaknesses we have, what is our most strength thing, and also afterwards who is the competitors, how many competitors are there in the market, so how we can stand, or our business will be totally collapse within a few days. We have to consider these all things in the stage of promotion. Then afterwards, is everything is okay and everything is going on well, then we can proceed for the second step, that is incorporation, registration of the company. Okay, the incorporation refers to the formation of a legal and authorized corporation or company, legally getting approval. Okay, now in the stage of incorporation, it will get the legal approval from the registrar that this business is correct. If you are doing smuggling of drugs, smuggling of small children, this is not the legal business. The registrar will not give any kind of certificate of incorporation. He will call 100 and send to the place where they deserve. So based on the business formation, if it is legal, then only they will get a certificate of incorporation. The incorporation company is legally registered. Okay, the company which is getting certificate of incorporation, that is legally registered as per the Indian Company Act 2013. It means that that company has submitted all the documents. Okay, the company has filled all the forms which are necessary for the formation of a company. An incorporation company get corporate identity number. So the company which is registered, that company will get CIN number, means corporate identification number. How we have the PIN number for the ATM card, in the same way these companies which get the certificate of incorporation, they will get one identify number. That number is known as corporate identify number, code number they will get. Okay, next, from the register of the company, from where they will get that number? From the registrars of the company. Registrar who will do the registration of the companies every day, from him they will receive the corporate identify number, CIN. PIN means personal identification number, that is for ATM card. This is corporate identity number. This is for company issued by the registrar. Okay, next, capital subscription. Capital subscription means how to raise the capital, how to pool the capital, how to bring the capital. A public company is allotted to raise fund from the public. Yes, the public company will raise the fund from the public by issuing shares or debentures. Shares means, you know, small units of capital, small denominations. The capital is divided into small denominations. And debentures means it is also a type of security which we will study in our upcoming sessions in detail. Okay, but before that it has to issue prospectus for the public. Prospectus means what? Prospectus means what? Means the complete details of the company, name of the company, certificate of incorporation, commencement of business, all the certificates whatever necessary, name of the directors, number of members, minimum members, maximum members, address of the company, address of the branches, everything will be there in the prospectus. We will study about the prospectus, memorandum of association, article of association, everything in the upcoming chapters. Okay, in detail we will go for the discussion in the upcoming chapters. To subscribe the capital, to get the capital, they have to give complete information about their company to the public. Then only the public come forward and they will start purchasing the shares and debentures of that particular company. Next, commencement of the business. This is only for the public company, not for the private company. A public company can commence the business. Commence means what, ma? Simply we can say it as a start. Okay. A public company can start business only after obtaining certificate of commencement of business. What? Certificate of commencement of business. After receiving these only the company, the public company can start its business, but the private company can start the business after receiving incorporation, means certificate of incorporation. But the private company required two certificates. One is certificate of incorporation, another one is certificate of commencement of business. These two are required for the public company. Okay, don't get confused. Okay, ma? So this is about the steps in the formation of the company. In the next session we are going to discuss about the promotion. What are the steps in the promotion, types of the promoters, who is called as a promoter. We are going to study each and everything in detail. Okay, in the next session we will meet with the topic of the promoter. Okay, yeah. Good morning, ma'am. Welcome to Alpha Online Education. Commerce theory part for the first year's English medium. And the chapter which we are dealing with, that is the chapter that is companies. What companies? Formation of the company. Yes. So this is the second session of the formation of the company. In the first session we have seen the steps for the formation of the company. Now in this session we are going from here onwards, we are going to study about each and every step of the formation of the company in detail. So in the first stage we have the promotion of a company. Promotion of a company. So the definition of the promotion of the company is: promotion is the process of organizing and planning the finance of a business enterprise under the corporate form. So what is the promoters will do? What is the promotion? Definition says that promotion is the process of organizing and planning. It is the process of organizing everything. Like finance, board of directors, machines, men, material, everything, selecting the suppliers, okay, purchasing of machineries, purchasing of buildings, those all things should be done by the promoter. He will organize each and everything, and also planning how they have to do, whether the business is perfectly bring profits or it has certain type of threat. So how to overcome it, how many competitors are there, how we have to reach the customers, how we have to attract the customers, how we have to raise the capital. So these all the planning should have to be done by the promoter. Okay, promoter. So this is the definition of the promotion of the company. In the promotion stage, the promoter role is to organize and should have to do the planning of the complete business. because the starting of the business is completely in the hands of the first stage of the starting of the business is in the hands of the promoter. Okay, so a business enterprise under the corporate form. So how it have to be raise the finance, whether from the bank or whether from the any other borrowers or from any other financial institutions or from any other source, how they have to borrow the finance. They have to think about each and everything in this stage. So this definition is generally given by the L.H. Henry. Okay, so next, the stages of the promotion. These are the stages of the promotion. So first stage, what is the discovery of an idea? The idea, they have to discover the idea, what type of business they want to start. Detailed investigation, whether that business will bring profit or it will bring loss. Whether we have the strength or we have number of weaknesses, we have to study here. Detailed checking. Assembling the requirements after coming to a conclusion, yes, this business is good for us. Then you have to assemble all the things. You means not you, the promoter. The promoter means, who is the promoter? Promotion, who will play the role of the first stage of the formation of the company. That person is known as a promoter. Okay, so assemble the requirements. Whatever the requirements are required for the starting of the business, all those things have to be assembled. Means assembling means gather. Financing propositions, how to raise the finance, from where they have to borrow, from the money lender or by issuing shares or by issuing debentures or from the bank or any financial institutions. There are number of sources for raising the finance. So they have to come to one conclusion from where they have to raise the capital, Mooladhanam, right? Next, discovery of an idea, the first stage of the promotion, that is discovery of idea. How to discover the idea? See, the success of the business depends upon the selection of the business line. Where the success depends upon? It's depend upon the selection of the business line. Which business line you will select. Based on that, the success of the business will be depends upon. The success of the business is going to depend upon what? It's going to depend upon the selection of the business line. Next thing is, the promoter should all analyze the strength and weaknesses. Strength and weaknesses of the proposed idea. They have to know the strength. How many strengths we have? Okay, how many weaknesses we have? They have to analyze, means they have to investigate, they have to study and develop the idea with the help of the technical experts. With the help of the technical experts who have the complete knowledge about that. Okay, with their help, they have to convert those idea into developed idea. Okay, developed idea, dream idea into developed idea. They have to convert it into dream idea into developed idea in the first stage. And in the next stage, detailed investigation. Next stage is detailed investigation, assembling the requirements, finance position. Yes, so detailed investigation. So now it is the time for the investigation, detailed investigation. At this stage, the promoter should study the idea from the practical point of view. He has to see from the practical point of view. See, seeing the dream, assuming the idea, that is different from the practical point of view, because when the practical we will do, we have to face number of difficulties. Dream ideas that are different. I also dream like I will become collector. Okay, I will become collector. That the dream is easy. Dreaming is very easy. But practically, when you face the problems while becoming a collector, you know what it is. Yes, so dreaming of the business is easy and practical point of view is very difficult. So the promoter should have to see with his eyes what's the actual practical position. Okay, after the practical, the promoter should estimate the total demand for the product. Whatever the product they want to introduce into the market, they have to estimate what will be the demand for that product, whether it has more demand or less demand. And then think of arranging finance. After that, he has to think about the finance. Finance is required now. Without finance, these all things are not possible, right? He also takes consideration of the availability of the labor, machinery, raw material cost and structure of the product, cost structure of the product. He have to consider these all things. How much labor is required, how many machines are required, next to how many units of raw material is needed, cost structure, what will be the cost of that product, how much profit we have to add to it. Okay, so everything they have to study in detail. After that, assembling the requirements, whatever the requirements are needed for the business, those things they have to assemble, means gather. After making the sure that the proposition is practical and profitable, the idea what you think that is completely practically profitable, it is good to start. The promoter proceed to assemble the requirements. Now the promoter is he is very busy in assembling the requirements. What are those requirements? Means appointing the directors, okay, appointing the directors. Next, selecting the place for the company where they want to start the company place, contract with the suppliers of raw material, okay, making contract with the raw material suppliers, purchasing of the machinery, etc. These things he have to make these all things assemble, means he have to gather all the things, okay. This is the third stage, that is the assembling the requirements. Now let us see the fourth stage of the promotion. Financing proposition. Financing proposition. He determined how much share capital will be issued. You have to think now how much, okay, how much share capital should have to be issued, by type of shares or debentures, in which form they have to issued, in the form of shares or in the form of debentures to be issued, and the nature of loan to be borrowed, long term loan, short term loan or medium term loan. So in which nature of the loan they want to borrow now, and from financial institutions for a long period, how they have to borrow, whether from the bank means from which bank, from SBI, from Canara Bank, or from any syndicate bank, or from any other bank, Punjab National Bank or any other bank, from which financial institution they have to raise that finance for a long period of time. They have to consider those things here. After that, this is totally about the stages of promotion. Now let us come to the definition of the promoter definition. What's definition? Promoter. Who is a promoter? Promoter is a person. He is a person. Promoter is a person. Promoter is a person who he will assemble money, material into going concern. Promoters are those who take the various steps in starting up a business organization. So there are the persons who will take number of steps for the starting of the business. They will assemble number of things. They will think about the finance, think about the labor, think about the machinery purchase. They make the contract with the suppliers. These all things is done by whom? By the promoter. So the stages of the promotion stages are these, and in these stages the main important role is played by the promoter. So in the next session, what we are going to discuss in this session, we will discuss in detail about the functions of the promoters and the types of the promoters in the third session. Okay? Yes. Good morning, ma. Welcome to Alpha Online Education, Commerce Theory part for the first year's English medium. And the chapter that we are dealing with the formation of a company, and this is the third session of the chapter. So in this session we are going to study about the functions of the promoters, type of the promoters and position of the promoters. Okay, we are going to complete the total about the promoters. Okay, so let us see what are the functions of the promoters. See, a promoter conceives an idea for the setting up of a business. So he will prepare the idea. He will see the dream, he will prepare the idea, he will plan the idea, and he will organize the things which are necessary for the success of the business or for the formation of the business. He was the first step for the formation of a company, right? For the formation of the company, the promoter was the first person. Yes? So he will start the setting up of a business. Next, promoter will do investigations. Next one is he will do the investigation and ensure that the future prospects of the business. He will do the investigation not only regarding the present, okay. He is not only doing the investigation regarding the present, he will do investigation regarding the future also. What will be the situation of the business in the future? What are the strengths of the business during in the future, and whatever the weaknesses will be in the future. So he will study each and everything. He will go for deeper investigation. He will consult some of the technical experts. He will take guidelines from them, and afterwards he will do investigation in his own point of view, how the business will be in practical view, how it will be. So he will do those type of activities. He prepare various documents, okay. He will prepare various documents and get the company incorporated. So after that he will prepare number of documents that we will study in the next session. What are those documents he will prepare, and whatever the things he will submit, okay. How they get the incorporation of certificate of incorporation of company certificate. We will discuss those things in the next session. So various documents he will prepare, and finally he will get the certificate of incorporation. Promoters bring together various individuals who agree to associate with him and share the business responsibilities. Means members of the business. He bring together various individuals, okay, to share the business responsibilities, to manage the business. He will bring some of the professionals like accountants and the management department, controlling department, production department. He will bring this type of some of the individuals who will help him for the continuity of the business, and also their responsibility. They will share the responsibility of the business along with the promoter. Along with the promoter, those individuals will share the responsibilities of the business. Whether there is a profit, they will share the responsibility of getting the profit. If there is a loss, they will share the responsibility of getting the loss, okay. Promoters raise the required finance and get the company going. So you have the concept in the accounting, going concern concept. Every businessman will think that the business will continue for a long period of time. With that point of view only, he will start the business, and he will expect that at every stage of the business he will gain, or he will have the profit, okay. So here they will consider that the business will be going, and they will raise the finance from the financial institutions, okay. Whatever the required finance is there, that will be raised from the financial institutions by the promoter. After that, types of promoters. How many types of promoters? We have 5 types of promoters. First is professional promoters. They are the professionals. I am also a professional. I am a professional in what? I am a professional in commerce. I can teach accounts, I can teach theory part. So I am a professional in commerce. Yes, in the same way, there are certain professional promoters are there. The professional promoters specialized in the promotion. They total specialized experts in the promotion. Means which business have to be start, how the business should have to be start, how, from where they have to gather the capital, which suppliers are better for the supply of raw material, which machineries are necessary, how many workers are needed, how many employees are needed, how many directors are sufficient for the business. Means they have the complete knowledge regarding that. It is their whole time occupation. That is their occupation, okay. If everyone don't know anything about the business and they want to start the business, they can meet these type of professional promoters. These professional promoters give deep information and clarities regarding the doubts, whatever the doubts having to the person who don't know anything about the business. Accidental promoters. They are not specialist. They are not the specialist. Means they are not have any special knowledge. Accidentally they become the promoters, okay. In company formation, but promote their own firm as an enterprise. Means they will start their own business. They are not actually the experts or specialists of promotion. They are the promoters who will start their own entrepreneur. Entrepreneur means business. Okay, they will start their own small business or big business, whatever it may be. They start with their own knowledge. They will not going to consult anyone. Suddenly they will become as an promoter. They will only prepare the plan. They will only organize everything. They don't consult any expert. They don't consult any professional. Okay, these types of promoters are known as accidental promoters. Next, financial promoters. Financial promoters are those promoters who float new enterprise during favorable conditions in securities market, means stock market. When there is a favorable for them, when there is a favorable condition in the stock market, at that time securities market or stock market anna okate namma, confuse kaakandi. Okay, so when there is a favorable condition for the favorable condition in the securities market, at that time what they will do, they suddenly become as a promoter and they will start a new enterprise. Okay, they will start a new enterprise, means they will start new business. Okay, due to the favorable conditions. Means favorable conditions means what? In probability, in the 10th standard, in probability you have the favorable conditions and unfavorable conditions, right? Like that only, conditions which are in their favor. When the stock market in their favor, at the time they suddenly become as a promoters and they will start the new enterprise. Next, technical promoters. These technical promoters having some technical knowledge, and there are special knowledge and training in the field of promotion. Okay, they have the special knowledge and training in technical fields and promote new enterprises. They will start their own businesses. Okay, they are not going to help any other. They only start the new businesses. They have they taken special techniques, trainings, and they have the special knowledge regarding the promotion, how to start the business. Okay, they have that all the things, so they don't consult anyone. They only start the business. Institutional promoters. This is an institution where they will teach how to become a promoter. Okay, these are the promoters who provide technical, managerial, financial assistance for the promotion of the company. So these are the promoters. Institutional promoters are those promoters who provide technical, managerial, financial assistance for the promotion of the company. Means they provide the guidelines. What guidelines they will provide? About the technical guidelines, managerial means managing guidelines, financial guidelines. Okay, they will assist, they provide the guidelines for the promotion of a company. That is an institute. Okay, it is an institute. How there are the professionals, in the same way there is one institute that will give information regarding how to start a new company, what are the ideas should they have to consider. So these are in the institutional promoters. So next, position of the promoters. The promoter act on behalf of other person. So the promoter may not be the owner sometimes. Okay, so he will act on behalf of the other person. Actually his position is fiduciary in nature. Fiduciary in nature means he will act on behalf of other person or organization. There are neither agents nor the trustees of the company. They are not the agents. They are not at all the trustees of the company, but they provide certain guidelines for the formation of the company. Their formation of the company, for the incorporation of the company, they will provide certain guidelines from where we have to collect the finance and from which supplier we have to collect the raw materials. These all things they provide the guidelines. They will provide just a support to us as a promoter. Okay, he must not make any secret profit out of the transactions he makes on behalf of the company. So on behalf of the company, whatever the profits are arises, okay, whatever the profits are arises on behalf of the company, from that profits he should not create any secret profit. Okay, if you want to take any kind of profit, he can take the profit by informing the directors and shareholders, but he should not create any secret profits for him. Okay, he has an obligation to disclose. He has to disclose fully the material facts relating to the formation of the company. So whatever the information needed for the formation of the company, that he should disclose it completely without hiding anything or without manipulating anything or without keeping anything as a secret. Okay, he has to disclose each and everything during the formation of the company. Any act of negligency, if he act any way in negligency, then he will be punished and penalty under the provision of Company Act. Under the Indian Company Act 2013, he will be punished and penalty is imposed for the negligency what he shown towards his work. So he has to be very honest, because the first stage of the formation of the company start with the promoter. That's why he has to be very alert towards his work, and he has to discharge his duty very effectively without doing any kind of harm to the business or without consulting any kind of without consulting any other illegal persons, illegal type of business. He should not have to start. He should have to start the business that will help the society and also help the members of the business who are connected with the company. They can get the profits, and also they can get a good name in the society, that is goodwill. So these are the functions of the promoters and types of promoters and the position of the promoters. In the next session, we are going to study about the incorporation of a company or registration of a company. Okay, right. Good morning, ma. Welcome to Alpha Online Education. Commerce theory part for the first year's English medium. The chapter that we are dealing with, that the formation of a company, and this is the fourth session of our chapter. So in the previous session, we have discussed about the promoters and also the stages of the promotion, and also about the types of promoters, what are the roles of the promoters. We have discussed each and everything in detail, right? Yes. In this session, now we are going to discuss about the incorporation or registration of a company. Incorporation or registration, both the terms are similar meaning, gives the same meaning, that it is legally valid in the eyes of the law. Okay, let us start. What is the incorporation procedure? Obtaining DIN and digital signature. DIN stand for Director's Identification Number. DIN stand for Director's Identification Number, and digital signature means that is connected with the internet. Yes, see what is this? The promoter is to obtain director's identification number and their digital signature. The promoter, what he has to do? He has to get the director's identification number and their digital signature. Firstly, after registration and verification of the director's identification number and digital signature, the director have to sign e-form. The director has to sign e-form, and application is to be filled with the registrar of the companies in the form number INC2 for one-person company. This is for one-person company, and for other companies form INC7 is applicable. So what you are saying means, see, the first the promoter, what he has to do? He has to get the digital identification number, director's identification number and the digital signature of the directors. Okay, after that what he has to do? If this number is registered and verified, okay, this director's identification number and digital signature of the directors is registered, and that signature and that number is verified. After that, what they have to do means, the director should have to sign. The director should have to sign e-form, means electronic form. Okay, they have to sign in online form, and application is to filled with the registrar of the companies. So that application e-form should be filled with the registrar of the companies, they have to fill the application is to filled with registers of the company. For example, if the company is one person company, only one person is there in the company, then he has to fill the form number INC2 with the register of the company, or other companies more members are there in the companies, then they have to fill the form number INC7. They have to fill that form. Okay, so this is the first step, that is getting the director's identification number and the digital signature of the directors. After the registration and verification of the both the signature and the number, they have to fill the e-forms, electronic forms with the register. Okay, if the company is one person company, then they have to fill the form number INC2. If it is the company of number of members, then they have to fill the form number INC7. Okay, right. Let us move to the next one. Application for approval of the name. The name of the company, for that also they have to get the approval. Okay. For the registration of a company, application is to be submitted for the register of the company of the state. A company may adopt any name which is not prohibited. The company can adopt any name, but the name which is not prohibited means which is not banned. Prohibited means banned. Under the emblems, okay, under the Emblems and Names Act 1950, according to the Prohibition Act, okay, Names Act 1915, according to that, and also under the not prohibition, they have to select the name. Okay, if they keep any particular party name or any particular country symbol, emblems, yes, so emblem symbol or emblem name, then that is completely against the Names Act 1950. They should not have to keep the type of names to the company. The name should be not prohibited, means it should not be any kind of name that should harm any other person feelings or emotions in the society. Okay, the registrar is expected to approve the name within 14 days. The registrar will approve the name within the 14 days of the receipt of the application. When you apply for the name, okay, that name should not be prohibited, okay, it should not be banned name, and also it should be valid according to the Names Act 1950. According to emblem signed Names Act 1950, it should be a valid name. Okay, and the registrar will accept and give the approval for that name within the 14 days of the application. Okay, the proposed name must be registered within, okay, whatever the approval you got from the registrar within the 14 days, that name you have to get registered within 3 months of the approved date. Means within 14 days the registrar will approve the name. Okay, the registrar will approve the name within the 14 days. After the approval, you have to get registered the name of the company within 3 months of the approval date nundi 3 months lopala. Within the 3 months, you have to get registered your company name. Let us move on to the next topic, that is next one. Third one, preparation of memorandum of association. In the next chapter, we are going to study about these memorandum of association in detail. Okay, here they are given little bit. Let us see what they have given. It is the constitution of the company. It is the constitution of the company. How India have the constitution, in the same ways the companies also, the joint stock companies also have the constitution. Okay, they also have the constitution, and those constitution is written in memorandum of association. That is written in memorandum of association. That constitution is written in memorandum of association, right? Yes, that is written in the memorandum of association. It is registered under the constitution is written under the memorandum of association. So, which is describe the objective, scope and the relationship with outside world. It describes the what it is describing. It describing the scope. Scope means how much is the circumstance, okay, and after the relationship with the outsiders, what kind of relation they have to maintain with the outsiders, and also the objectives of the business that are mentioned in the memorandum of association. These documents must be carefully drafted, okay, these documents should be carefully drafted and stamped, and that is carefully drafted, stamped and signed by 7 members in public company and 2 members in private company. So the memorandum of association should have to be signed by 7 members in case of public company and 2 members in case of private company. So according to the new amendments, amendment ante changes, according to the as per the new amendments of the act, means as per the new changes in the act, 1 member is enough in case of private company. 1 member is enough. Okay, according to the new amendments, 1 member is enough. In case of private company, no need of 2 persons. Only 1 person is enough to sign the memorandum of, sign the document. Memorandum of association is a document. Okay, to sign the document, 1 member is enough in case of private company, and in case of public company, at least 7 members are required. Next, preparation of article of association. We will study about the article of association also in the next chapter in detail. Okay, it is a document which contains rules, regulations relating to the internal management. It is related with the rules and regulations related to the internal management and also the capital structure of the business. Okay, what the article of association contains means, the article of association contains the rules and regulations relating to the internal management. Internal management means within the management, within the business organization, what rules have to be followed by the directors, what rules have to be followed by the employees, what rules have to be followed by the workers. So that is clearly mentioned in the article of association. And also the capital structure, whether that is fixed capital or that is working capital, whatever it may be, that is clearly explained in the article of association. So we will study about the fixed capital, working capital also in the next upcoming chapters. Don't worry. A public company may adopt model clauses prescribed in table 4 schedule I of the act. Okay, the private company should have to follow while preparing a document, that is the article of association, table 4 schedule I of the act, and the private company is required to submit its articles and duly signed by the signators, means by the directors. So the public company should have to submit may adopt the model clauses. Clauses means rules and regulations. Okay, the public company can adopt the rules and regulations as per table 4 schedule 1 of the act, but the private company required to submit the articles. They have to prepare their own articles. There is no articles for them that are already written and they are duly signed by the signators. Means everyone should have to sign those articles. Okay. Okay, why you will get the doubt, why madam for the public company there is already written and for the private company that is not written? Means, see ma, public company means 51% of the shares are under the, means paid up capital is under the control of the government. So the government only written the article, clauses they will write, based on that clauses the public company should have to follow. But whereas come to the private company, that is not under the control of the government, so that's why they have to prepare their own clauses and signed by all the directors. Next, preparation of other documents. What are those? Consult of the first director. Consult of the first director. The directors should give written consult form number DIR2. DIR2. They have to submit these. Directors should have to submit the form number DIR. DIN, not DIN. DIN means Directors Identification Number. That is not. Here the different number. See, form number DIR, Directors Related number, that is DIR2 to the register of the company. They have to submit the form. That form name is DIR form number 2, that have to be registered to the that have to be submitted to the register of the company. The powers of attorney. So the powers of attorney, the promoter should execute the power of attorney in the favor of one of the promoters or an advocate who is carry out formalities required for the registration. So who carrying the formalities of the registration in their favor, the power of attorney should have to be execute. Okay, in those favor the power of attorney should have to be execute. If the promoter, one promoter is starting the business and another promoter is helping, then this promoter can execute the power of attorney on the name of that promoter, or any advocate is involved. Advocate means lawyer. Okay, any advocate is involved in carrying out the formalities of the registration. At that time, the power of attorney can be given to the advocate. Okay, it can be executed towards the advocate. So this is about the preparation of other documents. We have more remaining 2 documents are there here, and we have so many topics regarding the incorporation of the company, which we will continue in the next session, that is in the 5th session. There is a continuation of this topic in the 5th session. Okay, yes. Good morning ma, welcome to Alpha Online Education, Commerce Theory part for the first year's English medium, and the chapter that we are dealing with, that is the formation of a company, and this is the 5th session, which is the continuation of the 4th session. And here we have to complete the topic, that is the incorporation or registration of the company. Yes, notice of registered office. Notice of registered office. What is this? When the location of the registered office is finalized. Prior to the incorporation. Prior to the incorporation means before the incorporation, before the registration. If the registration office of the company is finalized, then the notice of it is to be filled. Then that notice have to be filled. If not, within 30 days of its registration, it is to be submitted. After the registration, within 30 days of the registration, it has to be submitted. Means if it is available before the registration, then they have to submit. If it is not available during the registration, then after the registration they have to submit the location of their registered office. Okay. Next, particulars of directors. Particulars have to be filled within 30 days along with the memorandum of association and article of association of the company. So particulars of directors should have to be filled within the 13 days along with the memorandum of association and article of association of the company. They have to fill the particulars of the directors, how many directors are going to be in the business. Okay. Next, statutory declaration. A declaration that all the requirements under the Company Act have been compiled with in form number INC. Yeah, it is to be filled with the registrar. So, they have to fill these with the registrar. They have to fill the form number INC 8. That all the above information is clear according to the Indian Company Act. The information we have submitted all the informations, and you have to fill the form, that's the form number INC 8, that has to be filled with the registrar. Next, filling application form. So, after completing all the above formalities, okay, after completing all the above formalities, the promoter have to fill in the prescribed form for its submission to the register of the company. So, there is a prescribed form for the registration of the company. Those form has to be filled by the promoter, and along with the filling of that form, they have to submit the necessary documents like memorandum of association, article of association, notice of the register office, okay, next particulars of director, statutory declaration, and also the previous things what we have discussed. Yes, those all things they have to submit. Along those documents have to be submit, okay, and they have to fill the form of the registration also. Next, payment of registration fee. In addition to filling with the document, the prescribed fee has to be paid towards the registration of the company. For the registration of the company, they have to fill the prescribed registration fee. Whatever the prescribed registration fee is there, that fee have to be paid according to the Indian Companies Act, 2013. According to that, they have to pay that fee and they have to get their company registered. Next, incorporation certificate. Incorporation certificate. Finally, you are getting the certificate of incorporation. If the registrar is satisfied, with all these, with all the statutory requirements stated above or compiled under the Act, issue a certificate called Certificate of Incorporation. If the registrar is satisfied with all these documents and also the forms which have been filled, okay, if he is satisfied with these all things, then he will issue a certificate that is known as Certificate of Incorporation. From then onwards, the private company can start their business. But for the public company, one more certificate is required. That is the Certificate of Commencement of the business is required in case of public company. But in case of private company, they can start the business immediately after getting the Certificate of Incorporation. But the public company can't start, as public company has to get two certificates. One is Certificate of Incorporation and another one is Certificate of Commencement of a business. So, up to here, commencement, incorporation or registration of the company topic is completed. And the next topic, capital subscription. Capital subscription means the public company should have to raise the paid up capital from the public. Okay, the public company should have to raise the capital from the public in the form of issuing the shares and debentures. Okay, so a public company can't commence the business, means a public company can't start the business. Commenced business means can't start, can't commence the business. It means the business, it can't start the business unless the minimum subscription as stated in the prospectus. Okay, we will study about the prospectors and the types of the prospectors in the next chapter. Okay, as stated in the prospector is subscribed. So whatever they show in the prospector, how much amount they should be subscribed, how many shares they have to be subscribed, that should have to be minimum, that should have to be subscribed. Okay, minimum subscription as stated in the prospector. ప్రాస్పెక్టర్లో చూపించిన మినిమం సబ్స్క్రిప్షన్ అనేది ఖచ్చితంగా సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయాలి. In case if a company does not receive 90% of the issue amount from the public, okay, if a public company is not receiving 90% of issues, means issue of shares, debentures or other securities from the public as a subscription within 120 days, within a time limit of 120 days, what they have to do? It have to refund the amount to the applicants. Refund means giving back the amount to the applicants who are subscribed. Okay, for them it has to give back as per the guidelines of Security and Exchange Board of India Act. This is SEBI Act. Within the 10 days they have to give back. Within 120 days, if they are not getting the 90% of the subscription from the public, then they have to give that amount to the applicants according to the SEBI guidelines. They have to give it within the 10 days. Okay, so 90% of the issue amount from the public as subscription within 120 days, they have to gather that amount of subscription. Subscription means what? They have to gather the capital within 120 days by issuing the shares and debentures. 90% of the capital they have to gather. Okay, if they have failed to gather that 90% within 120 days, then they have to give back the amount to the applicants who have been subscribed according to the guidelines of the SEBI. Within the 10 days they have to give back the amount to the applicants. That is the rule of the SEBI. So this is about the capital subscription. Now we have completed 6 chapters. According to our syllabus we have 12 chapters. We have completed 6 chapters. It means that 50% of our syllabus is totally completed. Now it is your turn now to read and practice at the home. Don't waste the time. The time is very valuable. The second which you lost now will never come back in your life. So don't waste the time. You are the first years, so that's why you have to do more hard work, right? So please read the topics which have been completed. All topics are important topics, so don't waste the time. Read the topics, write, try to make writing practice. You have to write speedily in exam, because in English medium what happened, the question will be, we have to write very lengthy, then only we can get good marks. Okay, we can't explain the sentence in one line. We have to write at least 2 lines for the explanation. So you have to maintain good writing along with the speed. Okay, let us meet in the new session with the new chapter. Okay, we will meet with the new chapter. This is the 7th chapter in the new session. Till then you have to be read at the home, do practice and also be safe. Yeah.